Right everyone, so we're in Derker and we're looking for section C2, which I think is over here, and we're looking for the grave of John Edward Cribbins, as well as Ethel Cribbins. John was Bernard's mother. John was Bernard's father, and Ethel was his mother. John died, he was 65 when he passed away. Ethel lived to be 93. So I think that's where Bernard got his longevity from. Now, it's not uncommon, to be honest, in this area of the cemetery for people not to have headstones. But my theory was, when I was speaking to my mum about it, I thought, well, first of all, his dad was a serviceman, he fought in the war, so at the very least, he should have a Commonwealth gravestone. But I thought, it doesn't stand to sense. If you've got a son who's got loads of money like Bernard, he wouldn't leave his mother and father without a headstone. I can't imagine. So it's a case of trying to find it. So, I don't know where to bloody start. I'll start over here. Right, I'm heading further down because oh, here it is. Here it is. Here is the Cribbins family grave. Edward Reynolds was the first person to go in there. He died in 1942, followed by Dennis O'Connell in 39. And then we've got Elizabeth May, 1962. And then we've got John Edward Cribbins. He died January 1964, age 67. I think I said he was 65 before, didn't I? And then his mum Ethel, who went into the grave at 92, exactly the same age that he was, Bernard, and she died in October 1989. Now, she lived, you know, bottom of Turf Lane, Salmon Fields. We'll go and have a look. You should be looking at it now. She lived at number 25, Rochdale, Shaw Road, excuse me. So we'll go and have a look at that. But what we're going to do, we're going to mark our way. I can't imagine Bernard's going to get put in there. I think there's actually more people in the grave than that says, because when I looked at when I looked it up, I could see more than that. So I don't know. Interesting. Was it just 1B that? I'm sure his stage name is double B, isn't it? Maybe I'm going wrong. Beautiful little grave here. Under this stunning tree, look. Look at this tree. It's pissing down, by the way, everyone. And then we've got this grave. You can have a look. This is the grave of Trevor Hawker, born the 11th of the 7th, 1967. Died 5th of the 8th, 1964. Oh, he was only young. Oh. Look, someone's left a birthday card. Poor little bugger. I wonder how many years that birthday card's been there. Oh. Anyway. So Derker is looking exceptionally beautiful today, should I say. You know what I love about Derker? The trees. It's just packed with beautiful, beautiful trees. All of this here, this will have umpteen graves under it. The poor graves, this is the poor grave area where people don't have money. Right, let's get over to Derker. So I left this in on purpose because, you know, for those people that don't live in Oldham anymore, you can see, you know, what's happened to Derker, how it's been decimated. I mean, I did, if you watch the channel long enough, you'll know that I did a video on Derker where I went round and showed where they, you know, they in the 90s when Labour decided that they wanted to knock down yet more houses in Oldham to redevelop because they said they were dumps, and they weren't dumps. They weren't dumps. You know, Derker was a, and I'm sure it still is, by the way. But you know, Derker was a, you know, it was a community, and people were happy. People had spent loads of money on their houses. I mean, these houses are still up. You know, they didn't manage to get these knocked down. I don't even know if these would have been in. But we're on Vulcan Street. On the right-hand side over there was Vulcan Hotel at one point, but you can see, look, on the left-hand side, they were just rows and rows and rows of beautiful houses. And they knocked them down and they just left it as wasteland, and it just really surprises me. But we're going to Peveril Street. Now, these houses, excuse me, we're going to do it right here now. But these houses are lovely. I think these are, do you reckon the post-pre-war them? I reckon they are like 30s, 40s. But I'm just pulling up now. And, well, I'm trying to find some work pull up. Don't be seem to be doing a bleeding good job of it. You heard that bird? It's going mad. Absolutely fuming. Right, so we're on Peveril Road on Derker. So Peveril Road. Have you heard that bugger up there? Yeah, Peveril Road is where Bernard used to live many moons back when he lived at home. And his parents lived there up until the death of John. As you saw, he died in 1967. Once he died, that's when Ethel moved out, and she moved in to number 25 Shaw Road. But this is the house here, and I'm certainly not going to be focusing in. But it's a beautiful home. And I would have thought that it says, "Welcome to the Nut House" on the front. I would have thought, look, there's all Batman effigies and stuff. Yeah, I would have thought that they, or may do, they may put a plaque up as his home. They should do, shouldn't they? They do that on various other things around Oldham. Have you heard that bird? Literally won't shut up. I like the noises they make. So yeah, Peveril Road. Bernard Manning, I keep saying Bernard Bleeding Manning. Peveril Road, Bernard Cribbins' home and the home of his mother and father. Now, we're still on Peveril Road. I've had to get out and show you because this is freaking me out. They're really strange, these things. I don't know if they've been set up for a kids' party, but they're like pretty freaky. And I thought I'd show them to you while I tell you a little bit more about Bernard's dad. So basically, yeah, he was born 61 Littlemore Road in Oldham, which is now the estate. And he was a member of the Oldham Cadets. And then in 1918, when he was 18 years old, he volunteered to join the war effort. And in 1918, he went off and fought for the country. He did come back, obviously. He came back at the end of the war, and later in life he ended up getting a pension from the war. Is it the War Commission? Not too sure, but he ended up getting a pension, and I think he lived off that for the remainder of his days. But during his life, he was an hard worker, and he worked. When he came back from the war, he worked for Asa Lee's. Look at this one here; it's a Spider-Man. Yeah, he ended up working for Asa Lee's over. As I said, they were over in Tesco. Oh God, it's freaky. It's really freaky. Look at those black cats there. It's like something from Halloween. Look at them. What the hell? Look at that, Batman. Look at that Batman's face. Look at his eyeballs. Well, it's like an old kid's costume, isn't it, what they've made? It's really good, actually. And this one freaked me out a little bit. This one's really strange. They're from Halloween, these. Look. And everyone's just left them here. How fabulous. Yeah, so he went off to fight in the First World War. He did end up coming back. He then went to work for Asa Lees. And by all accounts, he has a nice, happy life. Until 1967, when he sadly passed away. And Ethel was left on her own. She didn't die, as you've seen from the grave. Ethel didn't die until 1989. And I don't think Bernard was living in Oldham. I think he was down London with his career and stuff. So, what I couldn't see, actually, I'll have a look at that, because I couldn't see any other children. No, you know, I'm lying. He had a sister. He did, he had a sister. So maybe she's still in Oldham somewhere. Who knows? Right, let's jump in car. And let's... I'm going to go and film Henshaw Street as well shortly, because I want to talk you through that and what it looked like in 1881.